I love this guy. Once you go black, I love this guy. Once you go black, I love this guy. Once you go black, I love this guy. 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 I love this guy.
And after 10 years, we separated, and now the comments are going nuts. Like right now, you can go online and you can see it. It's crazy. And I'll tell you why it's going crazy, because she left me for like a couple of...
Once you go black, once you go black, once you go black, once you go black.
I like black. I'm not going to go back.
On October 11th, 2023, Julia Gulia published, quote, "Do-it-yourself giant Totino's pizza rolls," close quote. What was her inspiration for doing so? The original that was published by Healthy Junk Food, which included JP, which was published on December 27th, 2015, which is close to 8 years ago. Maybe we should note whatever differences are present between the two productions. Let's start with the original.
If you've never peeled a layer of skin off the roof of your mouth, then you probably never had these.
It burns!
Notice JP doing a little bit of shtick, doing a little bit of a funny voice there. It's gonna get repeated. He's already entertaining you right off the hop.
Totino's pizza rolls are like the epitome of my childhood, and college years, and sad adulthood.
I am starting my work on this comparison reaction on October 14th, 2023. That image was produced by JP close to 8 years ago. And not only has he not aged as depicted in that image, it was a lot of work just to make that. You have to do the art direction, how rumpled the shirt is going to look, what you're going to sit in, what kind of expression you're going to use, how the hair is going to look. Then he's got to get into Photoshop and make that thing from scratch. It's a little gag that lasts about a second and a half. And there's work in there. This is not just being the fool. This is being an artist to make you get a laugh out of it.
Oh my god, I look like the heir to Kim Jong.
JP poking some fun at himself with a personal picture, plus he is also making fun of his own cultural heritage at the same time. Do you know how much work it takes to produce that little gag that lasts about 1 second? You gotta get the right picture, you scan it in, then you gotta crop everybody else out, then you add the hair in Photoshop and you type in some Korean characters at the bottom, I don't know what they're saying. All of that work for something that lasts 1 second. And Healthy Junk Food was filled with those types of gems all the time. Not now.
Shibayang! Totino's pizza rolls come in conservative quantities of 40, 90, or 1.5 million.
Note how quickly, yet skillfully, JP set up and then delivered the punchline in a few seconds. Conservative quantities of 40, 90, or 1.5 million. He also had to do extra Photoshop work to add the 1.5 million to the package. So you get the 1.5 million joke gag on the package, plus him uttering the joke too. How long does it last? Like a few seconds. All that work. That's what Healthy Junk Food had loads of when JP was involved, and it doesn't have any of that now.
And somehow leave me still hungry. To start, we're gonna make the filling, which can consist of whatever you want actually, but we're gonna go with pepperoni, ground sausage, and bacon, because, you know, we're meat lovers. Next, we're gonna make our own homemade sauce, which is a blend of tomato sauce.
JP holds off on the narration and the background music just for a brief moment so you get the plop of the stuff going into the pot. It reaches the audience, it's sort of funny, it makes it interesting. That's what he was doing all the time. And it goes by so quickly, yet it takes work to do. Here.
Sauce, tomato paste, Italian seasonings, garlic powder, pepper.
Please note that one of the many things that made Healthy Junk Food so much fun back in the day was that when it came to putting the recipes together, check how meticulous he's being. Not only do you get the recipe laid out for you properly, he's actually putting it into graphics and putting it on the screen at the same time. There was care taken for this. That's the type of work that was everywhere on Healthy Junk Food back in the day, and which is missing now.
onion powder, red pepper flakes, oregano, sugar, and salt. Now just mix it up thoroughly until it gets warm, and then on to our next step. I'm back.
Mr. Pig has a cameo, and it's a moment so short that the shortness of it is also made part of the joke. And JP does it quickly, and it's just more fun that you don't get on Healthy Junk Food anymore with Julia running things.
Wait, that's all I get? No. Grab a Red Bull.
Why a Red Bull? Why not? Another playful non sequitur randomly bubbling around what's going on Healthy Junk Food back in the day. There was so much fun, so much interest and gags that you do not get now.
Pour in your sauce, bacon, pepperoni, sausage, stir, let it cool, taste, think about it. Needs cheese.
There's our Julia, the way we like to remember her. A little bit heavier, a whole lot cuter, and what we believed was a whole lot nicer. Even now, I can't bring myself to hate her, even though she struck this channel with 8 fraudulent copyright takedowns, which produced 2 copyright strikes on the channel, and made me do all kinds of work trying to save it, and I had to go through a whole new learning process of getting it protected from what she did. I don't hate, I'm just so disappointed at that cute, funny nerd girl turned out to be so mean.
Toss in about 2 cups of mozzarella, 1/4 cup of grated parm, mix it all up, and we're ready to play tic-tac-toe.
These little moments are like the mini games in a big Final Fantasy game. JP has altered the look of the footage and the frames per second to make it sort of feel like an old style movie, and he's added music which sort of suggests the piano player that used to hang around when they didn't have like proper sound. They were just, they were silent pictures, and you would have a piano player off to the side accompanying it. And it's a game between the little pizza rolls and a carrot. And I'll just run the rest. And it takes a bunch of work to do these little things. And they were everywhere when JP was working on it. JP just altered the music to reflect that the game is 2 moves from being over, which is all extra work that was all over Healthy Junk Food back when JP was there working on it, which we don't get now. Anyway, here it is. Carrots lose again. There is so much going on here. Because carrots always lose next to junk food. Because the junk food, all junk food has got the 3 things in it. Too much sugar, salt, and fat. No matter how you cut it. That's what makes it all pop. Whether you get it from a drive-through place or you buy it at the grocery store. So how is a carrot going to beat junk food? Well, it doesn't. Well, you're supposed to force yourself to eat carrots because we all know they're good for us. They taste like sawdust, so who cares? So, of course, it's not just the carrots lost. It's carrots lose again, because they always lose when compared to stuff that is delicious. And the composition here, that they're not even standing in a proud line, that they're sort of huddled and broken. and he's given it a title like a movie. It's capitalized each word. There's so much going on with all the stuff that JP did with Healthy Junk Food back in the day.
To fold your pizza rolls, first wet all 4 sides with water. Scoop on a heaping teaspoon of your mixture into the center, then simply fold one side in and the other side overlapping, and fold the last 2 ends in like so. Now,
JP is now going to apply some stop motion animation to the pizza rolls for something that lasts for like a couple of seconds. That was all extra work. That was the way things were. Healthy Junk Food JP back in the day.
Now deep fry for 1.5 minutes per side, and there you have it, folks. Little pillowcases of pure evil, aka Totino's pizza rolls.
When was the last time we saw that on the Julia Gulia version of Healthy Junk Food? That attention to detail came from JP only.
Ooh, this is nasty. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and we are back. We just made Totino's pizza rolls.
JP is setting the mood for this little bit. Julia follows as window dressing and a sidecar player because it was JP's channel.
It's the finest of Italian cuisine.
Thank you so much
Julia follows the lead provided by JP.
for coming on this journey.
When I was in college, I had an entire bag of these. I remember doing it in increments of 10 too, because I came home, I'm like, alright, I'm just gonna have like 10 of these.
JP is explaining the cultural significance, or rather insignificance, of this snack food product, while Julia is just filling the frame as part of the composition that JP has provided.
I want more. So I put another 10 in, microwave them. I want more. I kept doing that until 40 were gone. Maybe we'll do another challenge on this channel.
You already know that you can beat it.
No, I know I can do 40, but what about 300?
JP hams it up a little bit for a close-up he knows that he's going to provide in software later. Julia is just there for some giggles.
We actually have these in a Totino's pizza roll bag, and honestly, we still have frozen ones in there, so we should probably get this out. If you look here, these are a little bit smaller, but they do look the same, and by golly, we should try these to see if they taste the same.
By golly.
And you know what, Julia, I got you something special.
Did you? What is it?
A candy cane.
Oh my god, that's giant.
It is giant.
Is that a dog toy?
Who do you think wrote that joke about it being a dog toy? That was JP. He gave her the straight line, she finished it off, and he was waiting for her to say it. All of that came from JP and his talent.
I have so many things I can do with this.
Yes, you do. And if you want to remain in the lifestyle to which you have become accustomed, with your healthy junk food channel stolen away from JP, languishing for attention and money, then pretty soon you'll have to be doing those things with OnlyFans. Starting at perhaps $5 a month, and then after people sign up and get in there, you can let them have the really good stuff for, you know, 15, 20, 25, whatever the traffic will allow. Seriously, back when they were happy together, they would offer up every now and then a random double entendre for us to laugh at playfully. It was all in good fun. So, let's not be too mean about this. I'll run this little moment from the start, and then we'll just keep moving.
I have so many things I can do with this. I can wear it as a necklace. I can eat Totino's roll.
Julia is about to say, I haven't been able to get a good gift from a man in a long time. And then JP turns off the music right on the beat, and it works for this. Our Ken Domik is always editing on the beat, and it's just hack work. JP does it once in a while, and he edits on a beat, turns off the background music, it's silence, and then Julia says, "Call me anybody." And as she's saying that in a whisper, JP looks like he's offended, and of course, it's all acting. It's just all that setup for a little laugh takes a lot of work, and that is the talent of Healthy Junk Food with JP, which that channel doesn't have now.
I haven't been able to get a good gift from a man in a long time. Call me anybody. I'm on my way with my best friend, my new candy cane.
I hope she likes the candy cane, I don't even know.
You shut up.
They were cute back in the day, were they not? And now Julia has turned into a monster who has locked JP out of the channel that he created. There is a lot more to come for this story. Let's keep moving.
Alright, Julia, enough of that. I want to eat this thing.
Alright. One bite.
For the health of it. Crunch.
Pizza. The pepperoni is freaking awesome.
Guys, this will bring you back to last week when you got drunk and ate these. Or your childhood.
Like me.
They taste exactly like them. It's the wonton wrapper that does it.
Note the care that JP has taken to come as close to the original recipe as possible while still reducing the calories. So it's the wonton wrapper. He found the best part of it. That type of care is not taken by Julia these days.
Honestly, you have to use those. The pizza filling Julia made.
She didn't make anything. JP tailored the recipe to come as close to the original item as possible, while Julia's role was to be a hand model, and he is now talking her into the production.
Spot on, it's delicious. Alright guys, thanks for coming along on this episode of Healthy Junk Food.
If you have any other grocery store frozen favorites that you want us to make at home, comment below, let us know.
And I'm gonna let Julia bring those annotations in.
And I'm going to use my gift. Gosh, that was tough.
That was back when Julia was not in athlete's shape. So, let's give her some exercise. Come on, you just ate all those pizza rolls. Speed it up, you can do better.
Gosh, that was tough.
They're fake.
That was the whole thing, published by JP and Julia close to 8 years ago. It is shorter than what I'm about to present. It was a lot more professional, a lot funnier. It was just great stuff. So now, let's get to what Julia published on her own on October 11th, 2023. And I'm working on this now, October 15th, 2023. It's a lot longer, and to be constructive with my criticism, she's doing a giant version of it. And 2/3 of the production is she's messing around with a clumsy and botched recipe of the pizza rolls to begin with. And the guy she's working with is not a performer. So what Julia's got here with this guy is boring. Yet remember, we have jokes coming, and it does get funnier in the bottom third. My constructive criticism for Julia would be, if you're going to do a giant version of something, get right to it. And she should not have even bothered with this failed recreation of the original item. She's doing that because she wants to bank on what JP and Healthy Junk Food did before. She's trading on it. She wants like a piece of that success. So remember, even if it gets a little bit dull, we've got jokes coming. So enough talk, let's get right to it.
We are going to be taking on the Totino's roll in a whole new, different, oversized way that's never been done before.
What do you mean never been done before? Here's a guy who did a remake on the Totino's pizza rolls at home, but better. It was about a year and a half ago. He's got more than 2 million clicks on it. He didn't do a giant version, so you're redoing what JP and you already did almost 8 years ago, only now you're adding a giant version because you think that means bank. So that's the success this guy has had with it, and so here you are redoing it from something that was already done on the channel years ago with JP. So let us see how much success there's going to be with it.
What's up, guys? It's another episode of Healthy Junk Food. I am with Bruno of Pizza Bruno. Zucchini like zucchini. The famous restaurant here in Orlando. There's not just one, there's actually 2 locations. We're in College Park right now. Yep. The other one is in
Prairie Forward West.
How did you come into being a restaurateur?
Hear that music? It's not appropriate for this footage. The last time that Healthy Junk Food used it was when JP was running things, and he has the proper taste for this music. Look, here's the track. This is when they used it, and now I'm going to give you the footage. And it's short, okay?
Seriously?
That is how you use that piece of music. So my constructive criticism for Julia, fake name Julia, is to try to develop a taste for using the right music in the right place. Don't be like Ken Domik, just haphazardly throw things all over the place. There's JP, perfect gentleman, opening the door, and he gets the shaft. So now we're going to go back to the Julia production, and she uses this music in the back end of a pizza place, and it just doesn't work properly. So just appreciate her lack of taste here.
And tell me a little bit about your food.
I opened Pizza Bruno 7 years and change ago. I had less gray hairs than my beard. We started out as a wood-fired pizzeria, what we deem new Neapolitan style. I still operate that day to day. Last year we opened here, almost a year to the day. We've opened Pizza Bruno 2, and we're doing New Jersey style. I'm deeming it as like a boardwalk style pizza. It's a little thinner. We use a different cheese blend, sauce on top. It really captures a lot of memories for me. And we cook in these beautiful electric deck ovens, which are very different than our wood-fired Italian ovens at the other store. Yeah, this is a beautiful pizza master. When I open a second restaurant, why do the same thing over again when you can have fun and do something new?
So other things that you have on the menu here other than pizza are what?
Do our fresh pasta program here.
So the music has changed while the content it supports has not changed. It is still the same boring. Remember, I warned you that it would be boring talk with the pizza guy who is probably a very good pizzaiolo, yet he is not a performer. And probably Julia promised him, you can promote your business, let me in there, and it will run at the start. So that's what we have. And while it's the trade-off that got her on set, so to speak, it's still boring for the audience because Healthy Junk Food was JP and Julia, and this is Julia material by herself. And let's get back to it.
We have that super delicious. We have to call them sandwiches now because if we call them hoagies, we get in arguments with people. They're like, why is it called a hoagie?
It's a sandwich.
We do awesome wings, some fun deep fried stuff because we have a fryer here that we use full time. The signature items here, we do a version of garlic knots here. We deep fry them, so they're a little different. We also have our signature meatballs, kale salad, all the hits.
Do you think anybody is going to remember any of this haphazard where are my cigarettes footage and want to come back to watching it a second time? No?
So good. This is more of that grab and go style, relaxing restaurant. The other one's like, I want to sit here. I want to have a glass of wine. And it's football season. They got wings, guys.
Got wings.
But we're not flying away on that today. We're focusing on Totino's Pizza Rolls. Not to be confused with Totino's Pizza.
Yeah, totally different.
Totino's is the brand that...
Wait 1 minute, Julia. Are you using somebody else's copyrighted material and transforming it by using bits and pieces and talking over it and using it for your own purposes so you can make money for it on YouTube? Oh, I get it. So the laws about transforming material, they're for you and everybody else, yet they're not for me when I use your footage. And you hit me with false copyright strikes. Oh, okay. Okay, so rules for you are protecting the material and you can do whatever you want. Yet you tell me I can't enjoy the same rights and privileges to transform material. Oh, okay. Okay, so Julie is that type of person, right? You know, do as I say, not as I do. Okay. Thanks, Julia. That was great.
has a pizza and a roll.
Yes, they're kind of terrible though. Pizza rolls far better.
Few facts about Totino.
This hack, Julia, is about to read copy verbatim from Totino's own promotional materials. This is just like when Ken Domik would copy and paste huge tracts of text straight from Wikipedia about some of the food items that he was going to mess with. And that's his idea of being a creator. Just copying and pasting. And now Julia's going to do it too.
Totino's Pizza Rolls. Totino's Pizza Rolls are a popular brand of frozen snack food that consists of bite-sized cylindrical pockets filled with pizza ingredients. Totino's Pizza Rolls were invented by Gino Paolucci. I pronounced his last name correct. Totino's Pizza Rolls typically contain a mixture of diced pepperoni, cheese, and pizza sauce, all wrapped in crispy golden crust. Totino's Pizza Rolls have gained immense popularity as a convenient and tasty snack. The bite-sized nature of pizza rolls make them easy to eat and share.
So Julia just ran footage from Totino's ads and read their copy. Did you have a good time? Me neither. Let us now get back to her boring talk.
We're gonna make a little copycat recipe of the Totino's rolls.
Check Bruno a second time. He's bored too, and he doesn't know what to do with his hands while he's waiting for this to be over.
We're gonna make a little copycat recipe of the Totino's rolls. We're gonna make a little copycat recipe of the Totino's rolls. We're gonna make a little copycat recipe of the Totino's rolls. So I've got some of the original Totino's rolls. This is a personal expense. Over $7 for a bag of Totino's rolls. I guess it's worth it. Let's break them out of the bag. Okay, they're still frozen. That's enough. I'll just leave this here for branding.
Do you really think you're gonna get a Totino's gig? The channel has more than 3 million subscribers on paper, and you're pulling about 12K clicks with your productions? Who do we know is always showing that stuff and saying, show the logo? Who do we know?
Ding! Let's leave this here for branding. We know that the ingredients inside are chopped up super small, so we want to pay attention to these details here. It looks like it's about an inch.
I'd say about like 1 1/4 by 1. Everybody knows the size of a pizza roll.
It's the size of your mouth, unless you're an anaconda, like I am. That's why I need to make an oversized one. We're gonna get to the big one. We gotta start small before we can go big. This is the size we're looking at. We wanna make sure we cut the cheese and the pepperoni the size. You got a pepperoni stick around here?
Pepperoni slice.
Okay, that'll work. Let's make it. You've got a couple of different types of dough. 2 doughs. Don't you know?
We're in the dough game.
You are pretty rich, man.
So we'll use our garlic knot dough, which I think will do really well.
We can make a big ass Totino roll with this.
And then we're also going to use our pizza dough.
And the reason is because we just want to test it to see which one is most like the original.
Yeah.
Regular dough. Giant dough.
This is as big as this dough is going to get, so it's only 500 grams. This is like, I don't know, 2 to 3 kilos. So
it's going to be big, Bruno. I'm hungry. Oof.
Pizza dough is a multi-stage process. We use a poolish, which is a pre-ferment here. We also use dry yeast, which is an added leavening agent, which provides lightness, flour, salt, oil, and water. We're just gonna let it stick to the counter and kind of stretch it out.
Nice and thin.
This dough is very sticky. Garlic knot dough, that's more of like a straightforward, traditional yeasted type dough. Dry yeast in it, water, flour, salt. There's no oil in that dough.
It looks so bouncy.
Cut, we shape, let it rest a little bit, but that's it. It's a very simple, straightforward dough.
There we go. I'm helping. These doughs are looking beautiful. We're gonna make our filling. We're gonna take some pepperonis.
That is just me messing with the footage. I thought she looked a little bit silly, so I grabbed it and we repeated it a few times, and then it has a pretty good beat, so I let it run a little bit longer. Anyway, back to the boredom with Julia.
Cut them up into little dice situation.
Mozzarella.
Nobody's gonna be mad at you if you steal a little bit of cheese and eat it.
Sauce, and do just a little bit of harino and mix them in a bowl.
There it is. Look at it. It's the beautiful concoction. Now it's time to fill these little rolls up.
We're gonna square this guy off.
Really, you want to make a long rectangle.
I think this is probably like a tablespoon of filling. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and just make another sheet and lay it over top. I think just like ravi making. I think we'll try to want to get as much air out as we can.
Get ready. Julia's about to make a bit of a joke. He says it's like making ravioli, and she says totiniolis. Here it comes.
That usually causes things to kind of explode, so here's the hoping. Basically like almost making raviolis.
Totiniolis.
That was terrible, Jules!
Totiniolis. And a way we could mass produce these is take a long piece of dough and then put little bits in and then roll it over and then cut them into lots of little tiny rolls. Let's get in there together. Crimp this baby. What do you think, like a fork technique to get these things shut?
I think we could do a fork. I think that will help seal them up. You don't even have a fork. You use your fingers and press it really nicely and it'll seal. These are definitely going to explode. 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 These are definitely going to explode.
We're making a mess. We're experimenting, guys. This is the fun part. Failing is fun. 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 No, we're learning. Let's try to look at the size here because we want to be matchy-matchy. These ones are supposed to be small. It's okay.
Once you go black.
It's okay. We want to make it this size. We're going to want to take this dough. Oh, okay, that's the size. Perfect. That's how we copycat. I think we got this. It's so cute.
Kind of.
Okay, that's legit.
I will cut and you want to fill?
Sure. I'll move the roll. Yes.
Perfect. We have systems, folks.
Pepperoni.
Wait 1 minute. What was that little thing she did with the sound effect that lasted for a split second? Let's run that a few times more.
Pepperoni, mozzarella, red sauce. I don't know how I'm doing over here.
I think you're doing good. They look good. Or you're going to do a little forking
I
method.
feel like that might be necessary, actually. Fork that.
Small restaurants don't have a pizza roll machine or, you know, pizza making machine. They have human beings that have to use their hands and their intelligence and, you know, develop these skills, which take a lot of time sometimes.
There's an art and a craft to it.
There was an art and a craft to healthy junk food, too, when JP was part of it. Now, not so much.
It's beautiful too. It's my favorite food. I don't really know anyone that doesn't like pizza. Now we have our Totino rolls rolled. They're perfect. They're the exact same size of the frozen one. Let's compare. You want to bake some Totino's rolls on here too?
I'm going to deep fry 4 of these. We're going to cook 4 of these.
This will help us analyze how to cook the big one. We're just strategizing over here. Perfect.
Give them a little room to, if they explode, to breathe.
Okay, let's put them in the oven. Let's stick it down in the fryer.
Big ass fryer.
Ooh, they puffed up big.
Yeah, these are nice. These are going to have a little bit of, you know, a little bit of character to them, a little airiness. We're just kind of like trying to fry the top and keep the oil going.
But these ones don't look like a copy anymore.
No, it definitely like changed the whole dynamic.
Or you could say that these are epic fails, and that you haven't improved on what JP did almost 8 years earlier, and you haven't matched it, and you're going backwards.
But I think they're going to be pretty good.
I think we just learned something here. That Totinos must bake them, freeze them, and then send them out places because it couldn't be fried first. Otherwise, it would turn into a puff. It's done! It looks exactly like a Totino's roll. Just kidding, guys.
Just kidding.
Wow, look at them little puff balls. This is what happened.
Voila!
This is interesting.
So you get the characteristic bursting out of the sides. Definitely on brand.
Yeah.
Size?
Yeah, they're a little bit large.
I ate a lot of pizza and I still like how I smell pizza. I'm like, I'm hungry.
This is the baked version. The baked version of a Totino's roll. And here's the fried.
I like that one.
This is looking like a big pillow. And fried. This just looks like the same thing when it's frozen. Now we taste test. So let's decide how we're going to make the giant one with.
Poor Bruno. He probably thinks he's going to get huge promotion and lots of business out of this. All he got was his afternoon ruined, and later on, he probably figured out that there's a big difference between the subscriber count and the actual clicks that a channel gets.
Our test subjects here. Fry it or bake it. I already think we should bake it. But let's just see which one tastes more like it. Let's let them cool a second. Actually, no, let's eat them and let them burn our mouth.
Cheers. Color's so hot, not like a pizza roll. I think the biggest thing I noticed too is like the tomato is like boom, like so much tomato. So I think that's one of our errors too, is like we put a little too much in, that's why they're bursting out. But like
No, it's like what, a quarter teaspoon? Like
and like the sauce is like heavily seasoned.
that's what we should have done. We should have taste test first. What's wrong with us?
I figured I knew enough that I didn't have to taste them again. But here we are.
It's okay. That's how we get better. Okay, going for the baked one.
Cheers.
I like it with a lot of filling though.
Yeah, it's better.
What if you take this and then deep fry it now?
Baked and then fried. It's not really a pizza dough though. Ready to try them again?
Baked and fried, 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 baked and fried rolls. Chickadee check yourself, guys. Out. I think this is the way. Okay, yeah, don't burn yourself.
Give it a second. That oil's very hot.
Oh, hot. It's the same exact Totino's rolls experience. You take a bite, you burn your face.
Unless we have a bunch of ranch, maybe that'll cool it down.
Going for a ranch bit.
I'm a big ranch fan. Sorry, but ranch on pizza, I don't care what pizza it is, pretty good.
Guys, let us know in the comments if you are team ranch or team blue cheese.
Neither. My team is you hit my channel with 8 fraudulent copyright takedowns, producing 2 copyright strikes on my channel, which almost took it down. That's the team I'm choosing. Is that okay with you, Julia? Or is that, I mean, are you gonna strike my channel again for expressing my opinion on that?
Because that's where I'm at. You're right, your ranch is freaking killer.
Who do we know says killer all the time in a deliberate and vain attempt to sound like a 1980s teenager, which is all they know, so that they can make it appear as if they're part of the youth market? Who does it all the time? And given that Julia didn't talk that way before on Healthy Junk Food and she does it now, who could her inspiration be?
Ding!
You're right, your ranch is freaking killer.
We don't take it out of the bottle, we make it all here.
I think we figured it out. We've got this. We have to make it bigger now. Let's change the lights. Now we need a way bigger piece of dough.
Didn't have a rolling pin, so this is what we ended up with. We're gonna do a whole piece of dough, we're gonna fold it over, it's gonna be enormous.
Roll it out. So good. It's basically like making a calzone, except not curving it. Do you think that's big enough?
We can always go bigger.
Let's see how big we can make this. Getting a little bit intense in the space right now. Not only is the phone ringing, somebody wants pizza.
So somebody wants pizza. You're right there. You're almost making a friend out of Bruno, so maybe you should get the phone and get some experience, because when JP gets Healthy Junk Food back, you're gonna need a real job.
Somebody wants pizza. Whoa, look at that dough. This is gonna be a giant pizza roll. We just gotta make sure it fits in the oven, right?
We're good, we got space.
So now we need a lot more filling to make this thing happen. He already cut the cheese. I think this looks perfect.
No, that is not perfect. If you recall, when JP did it, he shredded 2 different types of cheese. Here.
Think about it. Needs cheese. Toss in about 2 cups of mozzarella, 1/4 cup of grated parm, mix it all up, and we're ready.
That, what you have there, is not the right way to produce a Totino's pizza roll filling recreation, either normal or giant size, because with this doing a bit of a spoiler, however, it's my reaction, so who cares, what happens is, after you're done cooking it, those enormous chunks are not going to blend, so the flavors will not mix, so it's a poor recreation. It's worse, it's clumsy and ridiculous for you to have done this. It shows no care for the legacy of the epic Healthy Junk Food material, which you are now exploiting for some cheap clicks, yet you don't respect the work that made it real to begin with. So that's why it's wrong.
I think this looks perfect. So we want our pepperoni bits to be about the same square size. I gotta grab a pepperoni stick, actually.
What is that supposed to do? Remind us of the time you tried to sell us that scam husk knife? Like I'm gonna let you forget about that? Here, everybody. There you go. Hey, those are the same moves. Yeah. The husk knife. That was a special limited time offer. More than 8 months ago. And it's still available. What are you gonna do, Julie? You gonna strike the channel again? You know, I don't like that. I'm gonna make more fraudulent copyright takedowns. Yeah. Just run a little bit more. Just so you remember. Yeah. Alright, that's enough. Get that out of here. Go on. There. Now you can finish up the moves. There you go. Do it. Okay, I don't know what to make of this. Going by what JP left for a comment, saying that you left him for 2 guys. So are you trying to send a message to JP? Like, is it, look what I've got? I don't know. Is this meant to appeal to the youth market? With you talking like a Ninja Turtle, and this is part of it, that you're gonna get that audience, have their money? Is this for the women in the healthy junk food audience that still remain? They might be interested in this. Like, the guys in the audience, they feel sorry for JP, and, you know, they left. Who is this for? Is this to, solidify your contract with the online mental health people? Is this gonna get you a renewal on it or something? I don't know. Okay, I think we've got enough of it. Thanks, Julia. Great job.
Okay, let's cut it up.
They're not all exactly the same, but hey.
Yeah, it's got character. I think it looks nice. This filling is looking bomb diggity. People still say that.
So you tell yourself to sleep at night?
Let's mix it all together. We got more sauce. The big cheese chunks are in there. One thing we messed up last time was didn't season the filling.
We'll do some black pepper or do some oregano.
JP did that correctly the first time. So, are you even watching the Healthy Junk Food channel that you stole from him? Probably not. That's how lazy you are now.
Oh, this is MSG. Little goes a long way, so.
We did it. We gone did it. Mixy, guys. Now we need the dough. Let's stick it in there. Fold it over.
And then are we gonna roll one more time?
Teamwork effort, yeah. Gotta make sure this does not open.
You do the pizzeria method where you take the thing
like
and you
that.
just pound this out.
Double roll, triple roll. It's a pizza roll. You have to be rolling it. It's a pizza roll. You have to be rolling it. It's a pizza roll. You have to be rolling it. It's a pizza roll. You have to be rolling it. It's a pizza roll. You have to be rolling it. Cut this part off. Please stay together. She's massive.
Oh yeah, it's a beefy baby.
We made this.
We got there. There's always trials and tribulations when you're trying to create something new.
What are you talking about, Bruno? This is not creating something new. This was done properly by JP close to 8 years ago, and Julia is recycling it and adding the giant aspect for some cheap viral clicks, which are probably not coming. We'll let everybody know when I'm done the reaction if she succeeded or not. Creating something new, no.
There's always trials and tribulations when you're trying to create something new.
Get it in the oven.
In the oven it goes.
Probably like 30 minutes to bake, huh?
I think less.
Well, you're the pro. This is a hot oven.
I'm gonna say about 10.
It's in the oven. Let's let it bake. You want to play chess? It's done. Does this thing beep?
Moment of truth. Don't drop it, man.
Bruno just referred to Julia as being a dude. Good times.
Let's pull this thing out, putting it down. Okay, whoa. Look at that thing.
This is the biggest pizza roll I've ever seen.
It is a masterpiece. It's gorgeous.
Are you nervous?
Are you?
Okay. Yeah.
It's a big pizza roll.
Boom. Look at that.
Did we do it?
I think so.
Okay, let's cut into it. I just want to see the center. Open it up. Looks good.
No, because while the dough has baked pretty good, the filling itself looks like it was put together by a lumberjack with arthritis. This is not a close recreation of a Totino's pizza roll giant size. It's just a stupid big mess.
If it's not obvious, we figured out the best dough for it. But let's make it look even better.
Make it look even better. I guess that's a diplomatic way of saying it's a mess. Let's do some damage control.
It's definitely bigger than your
The
head.
tiny little Totino's roll and the giant one. Boom.
This is a giant Totino's pizza roll.
MSG all the way. Thank you, Bruno. This would not have happened without you.
More like this would not have happened without JP doing it almost 8 years ago, and you're recreating it now and adding the giant angle to get some cheap clicks.
Give it up for Bruno.
Both of them are looking at the wrong camera. Julia, here's some constructive criticism. Slow down. Try to do better.
Give it up for Bruno for taking time out of his day, having me at his restaurant. The giant pizza roll finally made.
Bruno has that look on his face, which is saying, is it over now? Are we done? Am I going to get a lot of money out of this? Is there going to be like tons of people coming in after this video gets published? We will check on it at the end.
On Healthy Junk Food. Thank you guys for all of your requests for this. And if you want to see us make anything else giant in the future, let us know.
Please don't bother. Julia will be doing these giant versions of stuff automatically. You don't have to put the work in.
In the comments. I'll be back here with Pizza Bruno. Maybe next time, something with meatballs or chicken wings. I'm gonna eat this.
Good luck with that.
When the pepperoni cube is big, that's when it's good. And if you guys are wondering if I actually eat this.
You do not, because we have watched you go from normal size, and I never thought you were fat, to tip-top shape, and for the past almost 2 years, on Instagram, it's just working out at the gym, working out at the gym, working out at the gym, working out at the gym. So, no, we know you don't eat this stuff. You like to have the premium health food powders, the protein drinks and all that stuff. That's how you make that commitment to getting in tip-top shape. And once you get into that groove, you don't eat that stuff. You just pose with it and you take a couple bites. Your physique says differently. You're not into junk food. You're just stuck with a channel that you want money from that has junk food in the name. Thanks, Julia. Thanks.
Stuff.
Yeah, she doesn't have a stunt double eating it. She's actually doing it.
Your girl's hungry.
Your girl is lying. No way is she gonna eat all of that garbage. And she's relying on a stranger to get you to believe she's actually eating it. Sure, Bruno. She's only nibbling at the edges of it. So that's the footage. There are 2 items to get to. First, if there are any 2 people who are going to watch all of this, they are JP and Julia. So for JP, when he said earlier that he was going black, he was talking about a line of watches. That clip was from when they went to Pizza Hut and they were doing fine dining. And what they were trying to get across is that you can sort of have a fancy life and not have to pay all the money for it. So he was talking about a line of watches that they were doing a promotional deal with, which were nice, yet they weren't too expensive. So that's what he's talking about. I'll run the whole clip. And notice that as he's getting to the end of his little joke, Julia starts to say, once you go black. I'm not going to play it like 50 times. I'm just going to play it once so you know what JP was talking about. And if you want to hear Julia start to say, once you go black, this is like her. Well, she's the one saying it, right? Okay, so we explain that joke, and you can hear Julia at the tail end of it starting to say, once you go black. She's the one that's saying it, all right? So here we go.
Got us these watches and gave us a little backstory on it, which I thought was super cool. They were 2 college kids that didn't have any money but wanted to look good. We like the finer things, but we can't always afford them. So I really like these watches. I really support the cause. They look awesome. They feel great. Go click the link. Check out all the other watches they had. We get to pick these out. It was so hard for me to choose. Guys, do you like the black? Let me know. It matches everything.
Everything matches everything.
I like black. I'm not gonna go back.
There you go. Julia said once you go black twice. She said it in 2016 with JP, and what an adorable couple they were. And people say I'm hating on Julia. I'm not. I'm disappointed they fell apart, and I'm very disappointed that Julia turned out to be so very mean to JP, including being mean to me here with our little community, hitting this channel with false copyright strikes. How low can you go? Like, not only was she mean to him, she comes over here and hits our community with fraudulent copyright strikes. No class whatsoever. And she said, once you go black, again in 2017, when Ken was at their place in Oneonta for a visit. And if it means anything, those watches that they were promoting back in 2016 as being nice yet affordable, today in 2023, those watches are like $500,000 each. Thought you might like that little bit of trivia. So now we're gonna get to the very last item. Was Julia successful remaking what JP had worked on earlier on Healthy Junk Food almost 8 years ago, getting 1 million views on it when she did it? Let's keep in mind that this guy did his own version about 1.5 years ago, and he's got more than 2 million views with more than 8 million subs. He had about 1/4 of his audience show up. He had a success with it. This is like about 1.5 years ago. So here is Julia on Healthy Junk Food that she stole away from JP with more than 3 million subs, and she published on October 11th, 2023. I am completing my work on October 21st, 2023, which is 10 days after she published, alright? So what has Julia managed to get with a 3 million sub channel in 10 days? She's got 16,500 views after 10 days. Total disaster. That's like an insignificant portion of her sub count. Paying any attention to her recreating something and then adding the giant aspect to it, in addition to just recreating what JP had already worked on almost 8 years earlier. That is a giant fail. And that's the only giant thing that she can point to as being significant. A giant fail. So now, let us end with some constructive criticism for Julia Gulia on what she should do next. And my advice is, start your own fresh channel. And use the channel that you're exploiting right now after you stole it from JP to have everybody go over to your new channel, because you're stuck with a channel right now that has junk food in the name. And you have been sharing your Instagram for the better part of 2 years. It's all about working out, gourmet food, hanging with the besties. You are not interested in any product produced by a quick service restaurant made by some teenager. It is dishonest for you to pretend to be excited by that stuff, especially after you've been doing it for more than 10 years, and your physique has changed to that of an athlete. You're being dishonest. JP's going to take back what you took from him eventually. So you may as well start with a clean slate on a fresh channel that you can tailor to what you're really about, and not having to be stuck with the baggage of having to deal with junk food when you're not interested in it. That is what you should do. And then you can express your personality and the fitness and put it all together with something new, and you can do it while you are holding what you took from JP. So that is my advice, and that's the constructive criticism part of it. What you're doing now is ruining your reputation, and for what little power this community has, you doing false copyright strikes is pretty much the cheapest thing that a YouTuber can do to another, and you should just leave and do your own channel. So that's the advice, and well, a little bit more advice, just do the channel in your underwear. That could help too. Show off that physique and do it on YouTube, and don't charge anybody for it, and see how it works, and do it now. And with the last few seconds, this story is still got a lot more to offer, so please join the channel. Thanks, everybody.